Hi, Nidhi.
Jay.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So lovely to see you on this Friday.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, it's Friday afternoon. Very excited for another webinar. Um, so, yes. So
I'm, I'm, I'm just thinking the week goes by so fast. I just feel like I had this discussion with you last week, just a few days ago. I can't
yes,
believe it's Friday again. I mean, it's exciting,
it
but
is. Yeah.
yeah.
And we are back together again. So while we wait for everyone to come on, I thought today we can just start and have a great conversation. The Olympics have been going on. I know that's
Yeah.
always fun and exciting. And so I thought today's question of the afternoon is if you could compete in the Olympics, so it's compete, not watch, compete, what sport would you want to compete in? So, Nidhi, what do you think? What sport would you want to compete in?
I'm spoiled for choice. There are just so many choices, so many things running in my mind right now. Okay. But if I wanted to compete, again, I compete, I want to win for sure, is probably in gymnastics. I mean, I watch Simone very closely.
Mhm.
She's amazing. She's a goat. And yeah, I'm just so amazed by the way her commitment. And so, yeah, I would definitely want to compete in that category and see if I stand a chance.
No, I agree. Folks, you can put your answers in our Q&A. We'd love to hear some of yours. So I've thought about this question, and there are so many cool events in the Olympics. Uh, I love
Yeah.
the gymnastics as well, but then I saw the decathlon, right?
Oh,
10 events. I think that would be so cool because
unbelievable. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
But then I saw the triathlon. So I was like, triathlon, decathlon. These people are so incredible. They're such great athletes. Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. But then I like gymnastics because it's amazing. So all right. So that's our question. What do you enjoy watching the most? So now it's watching.
Okay, watching, I've got so many. I love watching archery. I love watching hockey. Um, I watched, volleyball. So many swimming. So many. There's just
Mm-hmm.
so many. Watching, yeah, I can just sit and watch all of them. Yes.
Yeah. So some of the answers we have coming into the chat are table tennis, right? We've had some want to do table tennis. We've had the archery, but we've had a lot for the gymnastics and then swimming. Those are some of our participants of what they would like to compete in. So those are really great answers. For those of you that want to keep on putting your answers in, please do so. We're going to get ready. We're going to start in the next about 30 seconds or so. So you still have a couple more seconds to put in your answers, right?
Very
And then,
interesting, though.
yeah, uh, and then Nidhi and I are going to get started. Right. And of course, we will do another round of introductions before we do. Right. Nidhi, what do you think? You want to get started?
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind. Hi, everybody. Really thrilled to have you join us again on a Friday afternoon. It's amazing that you take time to spend with us every week. And just to introduce myself, my name is Niti, and I'm the Career Services Manager on the bootcamp. And yeah, we're a set of very passionate people who loves to help international students land their first job in the market. So, Michelle, over to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Nidhi. I'm truly honored to be partnering with you again. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Licata. I'm the career coach here at Elevate Me. I'm very excited to welcome you all on this beautiful Friday afternoon, wherever you are all located. Together, we're going to start talking a little bit about what the journey looks like at Elevate Me and how together, through our partnership, we can help you become more successful. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Please do not hesitate to put your questions in at the Q&A, which is located at the bottom of your screen. You do not have to wait until the end of our session. We will be pausing after our webinar has been completed to answer all of your questions, but please do not hesitate. You can start putting them in now. So without any further ado, let's get right into our exciting webinar. All right. Nidhi, ready to share your screen?
Oh, so just give me a second.
Yeah, that's okay. We got so wrapped up in the Olympics conversation and what we can accomplish and what we can do, like the wonderful athletes that we've been watching.
Let me just redo this. Just give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you're able to view the screen now, Michelle.
So, yes, I can view it. Thank you. All right. So what we want to get in, just to give you a little bit of a background on who we are and what we are about. So ElevateMe is a boot camp. All right. Very exciting that we are the first online career boot camp that provides end-to-end solutions designed specifically, we're very proud of this, for international students to help you find a full-time job. This is very groundbreaking. It's very exciting that we are in the IT sector. Our goal is to help you unleash your potential and elevate you in this competitive field, making a lasting impact. Our mission is to empower you, right, through competitive career support and personalized technical mentorship. We are committed to supporting you every step of the way. We are also very proud that we are accredited by the Ohio State Board of Career Colleges, right? This is highly valued by all of the employers in the marketplace. Let's get into a little bit of what we do. I know that's a burning question of all of you right now. So working with your technical mentor, you are designing and developing technical skills and a portfolio. It is a hands-on course which is mentor-led and designed to enhance the already technical skills that you have and transition your knowledge with practical real live experience. The portfolio that you may already have, you are now developing it into a more competitive, which is what the marketplace dictates, with a real-time project with a real US company through industry experience. The job search support and soft skill training is offered through our career services team. You will have personalized one-on-one group career coaching with soft skills that employers care most about. So 20% of technical, 80% is the soft skills once you secure that job. Securing it and then holding on to it is most important. And this is something that ElevateMe specializes in. Just one of the many things, everyone. And then also we work on your job application materials to help you get ready for the interviews. We do understand that most of you have been applying for thousands of jobs, as we hear. One of the things that we're going to get into a little bit more is how we assist you in this process. And of course, helping you achieve that first full-time job in the United States. We work with you on the job application process to save time. And you do have that option to place the boot camp under that work experience, listing it as a trainee. And we'll get back to that next one. So I'll turn it over to you, Nidhi.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Am I audible? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Fantastic. So thanks a lot for running us through all of this. Now, in the next slide, this is a super exciting slide. So all of the offerings that Michelle was just speaking about on the bootcamp, above that, we also offer 100% money back guarantee. So this is like, it's something that you don't usually get everywhere with all of the offerings that we have. It's only done because we want to show our commitment to you on the bootcamp because what we believe is when you're successful, so are we. And if you do not succeed, we don't either. So just show that we have a 8 months money back guarantee that we offer on the bootcamp as well. And in the next slide, we're just going to have a look at a kind of like a high level view of what are the bootcamp offerings. So yeah, Michelle, over to you.
Thank you. So what you're going to take a look at is, again, a high level, as Nidhi just mentioned, of your course offerings. You're going to work on a live project that is mentor-led, right? This live project bridges the gap between your theoretical and your practical IT skills, right? This is an 8-week capstone, or it's an 8-week real world project offering about 150 hours worth of knowledge that will help you gain that experience. Your technical skill development, right? So again, as I mentioned before, is that you do have those basic skills. We are enhancing them and taking them to the next level, giving you even more, building on those foundations and giving you the skills that the marketplace is dictating. You do have the option of doing a capstone project, again, to enhance your resume skills. You will be building out your portfolio and standing out with a customized GitHub portfolio. You will be working continuously with your technical mentor to ensure that it looks and meets the marketplace criteria and it stands out amongst others. You will be working one-on-one with your career coach, as well as the career executives team on the job search from day one. So the moment you enroll, you are setting up that introduction call, the one-on-one calls, really understanding and going through what that process looks like and how to ensure that you are successful. You also will be receiving exclusive job application support, so then you can focus on all the other important aspects of the job search process. We really do care about your well-being. This is a holistic approach to this process. So it's not just the technical or the job application support. We really do want to see you grow and become an even better person than you are now. So what we do is we aim to work on those soft skills that is going to take you from where you are now all the way through your entire career. So we work on the communication, the adaptability, the resilience, things that employers are looking for and they value in an employee. So Nidhi and I work together and we work very closely together. Because of that, we have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to get along. We have to learn how to read each other's facial expressions, each other's moods, because we talk pretty much 8 hours a day, right? And so a side note, we live in different countries. We come from different backgrounds, but having those valuable soft skills allows us to be in sync with each other, right? Which this allows us to now have a synchronized, beautiful working relationship and get a lot of stuff done. This means that we are successful in helping you. And then, of course, the human support, the mentor calls, coaching calls, office hours, everything that you need in order to be successful. We are here every step of the way. There is not one aspect of technology that we don't utilize in order for you to reach out to us if you have a problem. We are emails, text, phone, you name it, we are here for you. So we don't leave you. We are with you. And once you are successful in a job, we still reach out to you. Nidhi, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle. So as Michelle ran through all of the offerings that we have on the bootcamp, one of the callouts that I have is that all of these offerings stand good across all of the courses that we have on the bootcamp. So in the next slide, we're just going to have a look at what are the two different courses that we currently offer on the bootcamp. And that is the data analytics and machine learning course and the fast track data analytics and machine learning course. So it is in essence very similar to each other, but then it has been customized to meet different targeted audience whom we have on the bootcamp. And so we'll go into details of what we offer under each one of them. So the course duration for the data analytics and machine learning course is 8 months, and it's specifically designed for international students who are in their final year and yet to graduate. And the reason why we are targeting students who are yet to graduate is because we want to be able to work with you much earlier on before you graduate so that you have all the skills that's required to transition into that career you're looking for as soon as you graduate. And there is no stress, otherwise most of the students kind of get stressed out thinking about the OPT, the clock is ticking, they're concerned about the restricted time they have. So this is a course that we highly recommend students to join on much earlier. So if you're in the final semester, this is ideal for you. The enrollments are done on a monthly basis, and the technical training will go on for 4 months with your mentor. So Michelle was speaking about a mentor. He or she would be an industry expert coming with experience from the corporate world, having worked and since this is a data analytics course, so it would be somebody who's worked in a data analytics or machine learning or data science field. And they're going to be guiding you through the entire live project. And that's very exciting. The live project, especially because it's very unique. It's very hands-on, very similar to an on-the-job training, gives you exactly an experience of working in an office with your team members. So imagine having that set up for you with a mentor who comes in with the industry expertise. So that's something that we're very proud of on the bootcamp. And then, of course, the job search. There is job application support. I mean, let me first talk about the one-on-one career coaching support, which begins from day one. So Michelle, who's here on the call with us, she's an amazing coach. She starts coaching you right from day one. And the job application support begins from the 4th month all the way till the 8th month, right? That's sufficient period for you to find the job that you're looking for. And so, yeah, this is how the data analytics and machine learning course is designed. Let's now talk about the fast track version. So this is common simply because we realize there are a lot of students out there who don't generally act unless and until they've graduated from their universities, right? So in order to cater them, we've come up with a much shorter version of our course, which will run over 5 months. And the target audience here are any international students who have graduated and probably are on their OPT period or yet to receive the OPT, waiting for it. And they would really benefit from joining this because all of the offerings that we've given in our regular course, we've kind of jam-packed all of it and we've fast-tracked it for you. So here we have weekly cohorts simply because we know students might want to start off with their the curriculum, the support on their job search immediately. So on a weekly basis, we have students joining us. And then the technical training here, though, is a little shorter. It runs for 2 months. Again, it's mentor-led, it's a live project. But then it's a little shorter because we want to make sure that you complete the training and then you start off with your job search as well. And then here again, there is flexibility when it comes to the job search. So ideally, we request students to start a job search and the application process by week 4. But then if you want to fast track it and you feel like, okay, I really don't have time, I need to begin it right away. I want your team to start applying on my behalf and, getting my profile out there. We can do that even in week 1. So that's the flexibility that we offer on the course. And we're very happy that we do this simply because we know it's going to support any person who's really concerned about the time they have at hand when it comes to their job search. So I hope this gives you an idea on how uniquely each one of the courses is designed and how we've made sure that it caters to the needs of each of these specific categories. So yeah, Michelle, over to you for the next slide.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that breakdown. So let's kind of take a little bit more of what the data analytics and machine learning course looks like in a little bit deeper manner, as Nidhi was explaining on the last slide. So in month 1, you begin your live technical project and the career coaching. So as we've shared, everything begins right from the start, right from day 1. You do begin working on it, gaining your skills, and as well as working with your career coach to understand where you are in the process, what needs to start happening. You start working on preparing for those behavioral interviews. Then you get to month 2. As you see, we still continue the live project and the career coaching. This is, as you can see, it's a much longer process and a program. So everything is really designed to give you enough skills to make you feel successful in a much drawn out program. So that way you are not feeling rushed, you're not feeling too stressed out. Sometimes folks that join this particular program are still in their undergrad. They may still be in their master's program, and so they do have a lot going on. They're taking 3, 4, 5 classes. Maybe they're also working part-time. So they need that length of a program to kind of help accommodate everything. So that's what really this program has been designed for, is folks that are currently in school. So this is why you're seeing a little bit longer of a process, right? Once you get to month 3, right, we're still working on your career coaching, the one-on-ones, practicing behavioral interviews. We're doing mock assessments. With your technical mentor, you're doing the technical assessment or the technical interviewing, what that looks like in terms of your GitHub, SQL, Tableau, things of that nature, really working to ensure that you're going to pass those assessments, making sure you're going to pass the initial screening interviews for your behavioral interviews, the phone interviews you're going to work on, making sure your LinkedIn looks good, your resume is ATS friendly. Now, everyone, take a look at month 4. It looks a little different. Not only are you doing your live technical project, but you're doing career coaching, and now we add that job application support. So what we've been doing for the first 3 months is getting you prepared. We're getting everything ready. We're getting you also your job search materials, your resume, your LinkedIn, and your GitHub ready to go. In month 4, that's when we start applying for jobs. This looks like about 100 100 applications a day. Imagine that. Imagine that number, right? So fun fact, I'm not good at math, right? Never was, but now just imagine 100 applications a day times 30, all right? You all can do. Nidhi, you want to do that math for me?
Yeah, 100 applications a day in a month is like 3,000 applications per person, per student. Yeah, that's amazing.
3,000. Thank you for doing that math for me, because, right, math and I just don't get along, right? 3,000 applications just in that 1 month of month 4. Remember, we start on the first day of month 4. 3,000 that our career exec team is working on for you. That's not something that we ask you to do, which I know a lot of you have already been doing. It's stressful. It's tedious. It's taxing. It is exhausting, right? I've had to do it. I've had to job search, right? It's not fun. So now imagine that we have an expert team taking that on for you while you get to work with your career coach on the behavioral interview practice, the phone screening, right? How to do salary negotiations. Work on things that are going to help you succeed and get that job offer. You're going to work with your technical mentor to make sure you're passing those coding assessments that some of you have gotten already. That's the cool thing that happens in month 4. Month 5, right? You're ensuring that your GitHub portfolio is competitive, still doing career coaching, and then the job application support continues. A little bit of a change up in month 6 to 8, if you notice that. Your program has now ended. The technical portion has now concluded. The live projects have ended. You've completed your boot camp. Very exciting. But for the next 2 months, you still have career coaching support, and your job application support continues. We are confident that you will have secured a job by this time. So while we do offer it, we are very confident you will have received that job, right? But it's also ensuring that while you're working on your master's or your bachelor's, you are not feeling so overwhelmed and you can continue our program. Nidhi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. So Michelle has done a great job. She's explained everything that we offer on the 8 months program, month by month. Now, in the next slide, we're going to look at what the fast track course looks like. Okay, this is a little different from what Michelle has done. It's not a month by month structure. In fact, it's phases. So in phase one, like I mentioned, it's weekly cohorts. So depending on the week that you've joined in phase one, you can start off with the foundational technical training, and this can be done in partnership with your mentor. And this is all optional. So I know there are a lot of students who join us. They are technically skilled. They know, their basics in data analytics and machine learning and SQL. So they don't really need to do this very heavily. But if there are students who still just want to brush up, maybe they've graduated, they had a couple of months, they've probably not done anything that is related to their subject. So this is there to make sure that you're able to kind of brush up on your basic technical skills before you start your live project. And what you'll notice is like how the previous program is designed. Career coaching starts all the way from the beginning. So right from day one, as I mentioned, you have access to not just your mentor, but also your career coach. And then once we're done with that, we move into phase two, which is when your live project begins. So the mentor-led live project is done on the first or on the second of a month, and once you begin with that, you work very closely with your mentor. You have team meetings with the team that you're going to be working on, and while you do that, you're still going to continue with your career coaching. This is when your live project begins. So okay. Mentor-led live project. Oh yeah, I think okay. I heard myself. And then in phase three, we move into the job application support. So Michelle was earlier talking about how we have a dedicated career services executive team. And this is a team which will be working very closely with you on the job application. So while you're doing the live project, we completely understand, that you have to pick up on your technical skills. You have to get the live project up so that you can put it up on your GitHub portfolio. So while you concentrate on getting your skills up, we have the team that is doing the job applications on your behalf. And at the same time, your career coaching continues. And the reason why we've structured it in this way is because let's say there's a student whose job application begins and they get interview calls, right? And you want to practice. You probably don't feel as confident to take external interviews. You want to take up mock interview sessions. The career coach is going to be there and your mentor is going to be there to help you, even with these mock interview practice round, before you get into an actual interview externally. It just gives you that extra confidence that you need. You know that you have all the information that you need to crack the interview, and all the way till the end, till you get the job. All of the steps, the coach as well as the mentor is going to be there to support you on. So yeah, this is all about the fast track program. So Michelle, over to you to talk about, again, what we offer on the job search support side.
Awesome. Thank you. So now what we want to do, and I'm sure this is something that's it's a burning issue that's with all of you, is what does that job search support look like from us? So let's kind of get into it a little bit more. So as we've kind of been sharing with all of you, your job search starts from day one. I've said that, but it really does. One-on-one coaching. Your career coach and yourself have an actual one-on-one the first day that you enroll. You're getting on that call, you're having that 30-minute conversation to really figure out, you're getting to know each other, you're having that deep conversation of what's been happening in your job search. Day one, that happens, right? And then you continue and you have weekly one-on-ones throughout the course of the program. Should you need additional support throughout the week, you may, of course, schedule additional one-on-ones. Should you need to reach them, of course, you can reach out via text, via phone, via email, any way you need to get there. You've heard me say 100 job applications. Now you're seeing it in writing on the screen. It's right there in front of you. I promise it does happen, right? 100, so that is 3,000 a month that is going out on your behalf. Based on the work that you have done with your career coach in terms of getting that resume competitive, getting that resume what we call ATS friendly, applicant tracking system friendly, which your career coach is incredibly knowledgeable about, knows all about what needs to happen in order to ensure that it is passing through that system. Then it is transferred over to our expert career services exec team. They are applying on your behalf, answering the questions that need to be done in an ethical and honest manner to ensure that you are getting those interviews. Remember, folks, it's 100 a day on your behalf in an ethical and honest manner. Real-time experience. The bootcamp is added under your work experience. You are listed as a trainee for the bootcamp with over 150 hours of training with a real live world project from a US-based company. The very, very cool thing is that we can say that we are groundbreaking. We are disruptors in this industry because we are offering this to international students. There's no other boot camp that does that. I am very proud to be a part of a company that gives you real world experience to international students with a real company in the United States. And then last but not least, at least on this slide, all right, I can't give you all my secrets, is the mock interview training. What we do again from week 1 is start preparing you with mock interview training. Mock interview training is simulated interviews on what's going to happen in a real situation. We prepare you, we show you what's going to happen. We prep you on how to be successful. This is on the career side. It is on the technical side. We prepare you with simulated questions that you could be asked, that have been asked in interviews. We give you real job descriptions, everything to help you succeed and answer the questions confidently. We don't ask you to memorize. We ask you to learn, where all of a sudden that confidence, where in terms of not getting interviews, all of a sudden now you have it. Right? Because your career coaches are experts in this field, know what it takes to get interviews, and have been doing this for an incredibly long amount of time. So you're coming into a boot camp with individuals that are all experts in this job search arena. Nidhi, over to you.
Thank you so much for the deep dive into exactly what all the job search support looks like on the bootcamp, Michelle. That was great. So as Michelle was speaking about this in the previous slide, we were talking about, like Michelle was talking about, the fact that you could put up this real world experience in your resume. So in this slide, we have exactly what that would look like. So here's a sample resume. And under the job experience section, you'll be able to put up that you are currently a data analytics and machine learning trainee with the bootcamp. And bootcamps are known, like there are a lot of hiring managers and HRs that completely know about how bootcamps are structured. It's a bridge between your educational life and your career life. That's exactly what we are. And it is valued. So here in the example, let's say, Michelle was talking about the optional capstone project that you could take up once you're in the bootcamp. You can definitely highlight that as well, and also talk about the real world project. So you can cover everything about the tools you've used, what was the methodology, what was the process that you were trying to solve the problem statement on, and what the final outcome was. And that's a very, very important information to add in your resume, especially when I'm talking about the output you've had as a part of a project, because this is exactly how somebody with experience in the market would design their resume. So let's say a data analyst in the job market right now, if they were to build a resume, they would do this exact same thing. They would say, hey, I'm working on this project. This is the tools that I used. Here's the outcome that I had. And that's what HRs and hiring managers really value. So that's what we enable you with, the experience that you want to add into your resume. So I hope this gives you an idea on what the resume is going to be designed like for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it up in the Q&A. We'll be happy to answer it at the end of the webinar. But yes, moving on. Yeah, okay, we're done.
Right.
So it was amazing speaking to you, Michelle, again. It was a lovely, I mean, it was amazing going through everything that we have on the bootcamp. We're going to definitely open up the floor for any questions. If you have any questions, please put up in the Q&A window on the Zoom call, and we'll pick it up from there. And
Yep.
oh,
So before we stop sharing and we get to, I know we have a lot of questions. I promise we're going to get to all of them. Please check out our website, excuse me, at elevateme.pro, ElevateMe.pro, P-R-O. You can also email us at info@elevateme.pro. That's info at ElevateTeme.pro, info@elevateme.pro. And of course, our admissions team is waiting for your phone call. Please call us at 614-965-8005. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any of your questions. And now, like I said, we do have a handful of questions, Nidhi, that we're going to get to. So we'll stop sharing so you can see us much better and no longer smaller. And we're going to get to that handful of questions. I think I can actually probably take this first one. The first one that's coming in, is this program suitable for beginners, or is prior experience required? Do you want me to take it, or do you want to take it?
yeah, no, that's a great question. Michelle, you can take that.
Okay, so this program does require some prior experience, just because that live project, you will be working on Python, Tableau, Jupyter Notebook, Pandas, and so it is going to require you to have coding experience, really understanding what is going on, because you will be doing that live project. So we do ask that you do have prior experience. There is a assessment test that we do ask you to take, that our admissions team can walk you through. That will kind of gauge on where you are in it. While, even if you are a beginner, I'm not going to tell you not to, you can always still apply. But then there's always some resources that you can brush up on, and then apply if you're feeling a little nervous. But always having a little bit more experience, so that way you feel more confident in coming in. But I'm never going to turn anyone away. Always give it a try, and come on in. So great question. Thank you so much. Nidhi, this one's for you.
Okay.
What is the expected weekly time commitment for the boot camp?
Oh, that's a good question again. The boot camp, it could be the regular data analysis and machine learning course. It could be even the fast track version. We request students to keep at least 15 to 20 hours per week aside for the boot camp. Simply because there's going to be the live project. You're going to be working on the live project. You're going to be picking up on a lot of the foundational technical information that is required to equip you to do the live project. And then you also have to work on making sure that the job search materials are ready. You understand how to navigate the job market, because it's not just about getting your job search materials ready. It's also understanding how the US job market works and how you're supposed to successfully navigate it. What really gets you the job, right? So all of those skills are taught on the bootcamp. I like to call it a life skill. So you have the technical skill and you have a life skill that you gain through the bootcamp. And the life skill is just going to make sure that you not only know how to get a job now, but then even in the future, when you're looking out for a job, you know exactly how to navigate it. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Next question comes in. What kind of support is available for students who are struggling with the material?
Okay, that's a good question again. So if there are students who are, let's say, on the bootcamp, struggling a bit with the materials, you have the option to get on the one-on-one calls with your coach or with your mentor at any time during the week, because we want to make sure that you get the support that you need. And one-on-one support is a lot more personalized. You don't need to be worried about asking somebody. We've had students who are worried about asking silly questions sometimes. There is no silly questions. There are no such things of that nature. But sometimes it just helps when you're able to speak to your coach or your mentor on a direct basis. So that's something that we offer. We also have these office hour sessions, which is done on a weekly basis for the career side. We have a lot more meetings with the mentor, design on the live project especially. So yeah, there's a lot of support that you're going to get on the bootcamp once you're in. I
Right.
hope that answers.
So, yes, I believe they said it did. Thank you. All right. Now we have another question, and I always like to talk about our partner on this one. Who are the instructors and what kind of experience do they have in the industry?
Again, a very good question. Unfortunately, we don't have our mentor on the call today. We usually have Archit Garg. He's the technical mentor on the bootcamp, join us. And he comes with real world experience. So he's worked as a data analyst. He was promoted. He worked as a data scientist as well in the corporate world. He's also got some background in teaching. So he understands not just what is required in a real job in the real corporate world. He also knows how to teach very effectively. So it comes with, I mean, it's a mixed bag of experience that we have on board. And Michelle, we the career coaches that we have, she's a certified life and career coach, and she's supported thousands of students and other individuals very similar to you who was trying to understand how to navigate the job market, was not sure on how to do it. So yeah, this is the kind of skill set that our instructors have on the bootcamp.
Oh, that's
I hope that.
awesome. Yeah, no, so we have very knowledgeable support staff here to help. So fantastic. Why should somebody choose a career coach, or why should someone have a career coach? This one comes up a lot. Came up last time. It's coming up again.
Yes, no, that's a good question, because some of you might wonder, okay, I'm paying for all of these services. Should I be paying for this or something else? That makes a lot of sense. Now, I shared this story before. I'll share it again. So my background has been in like traditional education sector. So I worked with universities. I worked in campuses where I worked in the placement team, right? So our job was to get companies in for uh, the university, and the companies would come in, they would interview the students, and students get placed like that. And I remember when I transitioned into the edtech space and I got into boot camps, it was very nerve-wracking because it was not placement, but it was career coaches who were helping students. And I was like, okay, does that really work? Is it okay if I get on calls with somebody and they guide me and I get a job? And I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw students who were really struggling to different phases. So I worked even during the COVID period, the pre-COVID period, the post-COVID period, and sometimes life happens. Students are stressed out. The kind of support that a coach brings in, right, is unimaginable. Not only on helping you sort out your daily routines and your helping you even with time management, but also with telling you how a hiring manager's mind works. What are the typical questions that you could expect in an interview? How do you answer them? What are the right answers to give in such situations? Because there's a lot of information out there on the internet, and it's not very difficult to find answers. But what's the right answer is kind of difficult. And coaches usually typically comes from a hiring background. They've been on the other side of the desk. They know exactly what kind of questions are asked and what is expected in answers. So they give you exactly what is required to crack any interview outside, especially the behavioral one. So yeah, this has been my experience, and I've seen so many students get placed, and they build that personal bond with the career coach, because when you have somebody to support you through a boot camp and you feel very connected to the person, it's a connection that you keep for life, right? It's something that you value and you really cherish. So yeah, I've seen that. I've seen students come back even with the next job. after, let's say, even 2 years and say, hey, guess what? I learned a skill from you. You taught me how to really navigate the job market. I knew how to do my job search, and now I'm in a better company at a better pay. And yeah, there's nothing more rewarding than that, I guess. So yeah, Michelle, if you want to add something on, you're a coach. You'll know what it's like.
Yeah, that's coaches, there's a special bond that you form with the person that you've partnered with, because there's usually things that are shared in these sessions that you don't normally share with other people, because you're really getting to the heart of what's been going on. And so it's sometimes not just the job search, right? It's one thing, as you were kind of mentioning, right? There's a lot of information out there about the resumes and LinkedIn and interviewing, and that's easy. You can jump on.
Yeah.
We've made it so easy that you can find any of this. But going through this process, as I've kind of shared a little bit, is it's emotional, it's taxing, it can take a toll on the most confident person. And having somebody that's always in your corner, that's always backing you up, that's always cheering you on, but giving you that motivation in a way that can relate to you, that's empathetic, that's supportive, in a genuine way, but also
Yeah.
knows what's going on, is really helpful. They're holding you accountable. Coaches hold you accountable, but in a supportive way, right? Coaches are not here to yell at you, to scold you, because we're all grown-ups. We know what we're doing or we're not doing. So what we have found as we work with individuals is that they know when they're not doing something, but knowing that the person is there that's going to hold them accountable makes us do it more. And that
Yeah.
I've seen people become more successful because they know that they have to show up. They know that they have to apply. And then on top of that, it's having that safe space, having that place where somebody who's unbiased,
Yeah.
non-judgmental, who doesn't know anything about you is there to listen to you. And then that's it. Listen, right? And just be able to talk it out. It's very unburdening. It's a nice feeling that's really what coaching is meant to do. And it's very helpful and it's very lethargic, or I'm sorry, it's very cathartic when you're going through this process. And it's helped people become more successful in achieving their goals in a shorter amount of time than when you do it by
Yeah.
yourself or you're just using resources on the internet. Uh, because that is just overwhelming in itself.
Yeah.
Um,
There's just so much of information out there. You just
so much.
sometimes it's even contradictory, so you're not sure which one is the right information. So yeah, I've experienced that. In the past when I wanted to design my resume, and I was not exactly sure how to design it. I didn't know what an ATS was. I was not sure how to get that ready. And I was trying to search information. There was just so much of contradictory information out there, and I was confused. I remember being very confused. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So folks, I know we have a lot of questions to get to, but feel free, please put your questions in so that way as we're going through, we can still answer them. I know, thank you everyone for putting them in. Please go ahead and answer them. Remember, there is no such thing as a silly question, or even if you feel that maybe we covered it in the webinar, you can still ask if you're still unsure, but we're going to try and get through all of these questions that you have been putting in. Thank you very, very much. So this next question is coming in. It's a good question. Thank you for asking. How do you evaluate student progress, and what happens if a student falls behind?
Okay, so we have an LMS on which we have the curriculum put up, and we'll be able to track all of the students' performance on the LMS. And we do understand when a student falls back that probably something, like I said, life happens. It's okay. It's not always that you're going to be able to like put in all of the hours that's required in that particular day, and we completely get that. So what we do is we have a team that will reach out to you, make sure that you have the support that you need, ask you if there's anything that you need, if there's anything that you need additional support in. If you are struggling maybe with any of your technical knowledges, or you're not sure on how to submit the project, there is guidance offered on that as well. So there is a lot of hands-on support when it comes to, any student who falls back. So I don't think that should be a concern. I think I kind of spoke about this in the previous question, so it's very similar to the previous question that we got. So yeah, I hope that answers though.
Oh, yeah. And I know we kind of touched on this a little bit, but we can get into it a little bit more, is what makes this boot camp different from others?
Okay, that's a great question. At ElevateMe, we are very, very proud of how we've really customized our bootcamp after listening to the requirements of our international students, right? So the fact that we have a live project that students work on, and we know how excited students who join on board, how excited the cohorts are when they get that hands-on experience to work on the live project. They're so thrilled. So the fact that we introduce a live project, there are other boot camps that does capstone project, which is again very similar to what you've done in university. So it does add into your GitHub portfolio. But then when it comes to really speaking about what you've done in an interview, it makes a world of a difference when you worked on a live project. So that's the reason why at the bootcamp we've decided that we're going to get our students to actually get the hands-on experience via the live project. And then we have that dedicated team that does 100 job applications a day. So that's very unique. I've never heard of any bootcamp that actually does that. And we're doing this also because we understand sometimes students are really crunched on time. They have a lot at hand doing the live project with our mentor. It's exciting. They want to really concentrate on that. So there is that team which is there to take care of the job applications on the back end and enable those interviews for you. So yeah, I think these are like the biggest highlights for sure on the bootcamp. A lot of others, but yeah, I'm not going to go into too much of details right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's great. This question came in is, how do I begin the application process?
Okay, so you can visit our website, and once you visit the website, you'll have all of the details put up there. And there is an Apply Now tab on the website as well. Or if you want to inquire, you can just click on the tab, leave your name, your contact details there, and our team will reach out to you. So that's how you do it. It's very simple, not too complicated. And once you do have a discussion with our team, there is a small test that you have to take up. This is just to understand where you are technically. Like I mentioned, we have this live project that we offer on the course. So it's very important that person who comes on board has some basic information on data analytics. They have some basic understanding of machine learning tools and databases and libraries and a bit of knowledge on SQL. So there will be a test that the students have to go through. And once they clear the test, there's just going to be a discussion to talk about their future career trajectory with a few of our members in the bootcamp. So yeah, that's
Okay.
just to give you an overall, yeah, very high level information of how you inquire and how you apply for the bootcamp.
So you made it sound really easy. So all we have to do is just go right to elevateme.pro. You're
Yeah,
saying that there's a little button that says apply now. I'm going to click on apply now, and it's going to take me to this application that I just need to fill out. And the admissions advisor will call me. And then from there, there's an assessment test, which doesn't sound difficult at all. I take the assessment, but I'll be in touch with the admissions advisor, go through that.
that's right.
Then there's just a discussion with the team just to make sure that I like the program, they like me, it's a great fit, which I have no problem it will be. And then we move forward. Did I get that right?
That's it. I
Oh,
mean,
that sounds easy.
we do have a selection process. We just because we want to make sure that once you are on the bootcamp, you're not overwhelmed with what do you say, the hands-on project. So yeah, that's the only reason why we have this evaluation in place. We want to make sure that the candidates who are coming in are very comfortable working with each other throughout the bootcamp.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So I like that process. I think it sounds really good. Again, it's elevateme.pro, and you can speak to one of our admissions advisors. All right. So if anyone has any other questions, we're going to wrap up just because it is Friday afternoon. We're going to allow you guys to start your weekend, start your fun, and see what else you guys have in store. So I will give you guys another 30 seconds to put in any more questions, and then we can wrap up. Nidhi, do you have any closing remarks for us on this beautiful Friday afternoon after an awesome webinar that I had hosting with you again? As always, I love doing these with you.
I love doing this with you as well, Michelle. It's always a pleasure. Um, so yeah, just wanted to let everybody know that it you can just reach out to us if you have any inquiries. I know there are still some questions probably in your mind. If you have any further inquiries, you can just reach out to the admissions team and they'll be able to answer all of your questions. I think we have like one question as well that's come in now.
Yep. So a question just popped in is what does the test cover? So the test is going to cover your knowledge in the basic languages that we go over in the program: Python, Tableau, SQL, Michelle, machine learning. And so it's just going to cover a range of different questions. You also will be asked some behavioral interview questions. Again, as Nidhi just shared, it is to prepare you to see if you will be able to handle the program, because our main focus is your success. So it's just covering the data analytics and machine learning basics and core functions. It's about an hour long, so it's not too bad. It's what a typical assessment is. And so you just go through that. But our admissions advisor can prepare you and give you a little bit more detail on that. But questions are not too difficult, which is why we kind of shared that a little bit more than having some prior knowledge will be helpful. But I hope that answered your question. Anything else? I know it takes a couple seconds to type. Okay. All right. If there is nothing else, we're going to wrap up. Remember, you can always reach out to us at info@elevateme.pro. You can check out our website at elevateme.pro. And of course, you can always call us. Right. And if you check out on Nidhi's screen, she has all of the information right there for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Nidhi, is always a pleasure. We look forward to seeing you back here next Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific time for another exciting webinar. Some more great information coming your way. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody, and see you next week.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Bye bye.